I'm William Spriggs, Director of Economic and Cooperative Development with the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, and we are in Bermuda, April 11, 2019. I'm here with Michael Peck and Wiley Rhodes. So Michael, you've just finished our People, Planet, and Profit Thoughts with Michael Peck. So, certainly we're happy to have you on the island, you and your lovely wife, Michelle. Wiley, you just flew in today. We had some great meetings today, which is the reason why you're here, to be able to kind of dial in and focus on some very specific and deliberate cooperative ecosystem work in Bermuda, where, as you know, we're a young cooperative system here, and it's been great having you on board. So what did you think? How was it?
First of all, William, thank you so much for all the hard work and the vision that BEDC has demonstrated in kickstarting a whole new approach to the Bermudian economy and the civic culture and solidarity. We are most grateful to support you in your efforts because we believe this is the truth and this is how people find their freedom, not only in the marketplace but in their society. So I was very gratified to be here with the One Worker, One Vote team last December. It was an incredible experience. We did 45 meetings in 5 days, and this time we were able to follow up and make some very important pitches to key people who may be interested in working with us. And also I think it's really important to always reach out to the community and keep growing the stakeholders, keep enlarging the circles, because that's how you develop a community of people that are focused on making this happen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. And Wiley, Michael has spoken so much about you. It's good to have you in Bermuda. Your first time, I understand. You're from Oklahoma.
Yes.
So just tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I was raised in West Texas, and I was married very young, and my wife and I needed to make a little extra money, so we went to working from a ranch to working in the oil field. And in that transition, we are now here 40 plus years later, and been able to see the world and understand a lot about not only what's possible from a business standpoint, but also to have an appreciation for all the different cultures around the world and how we can all work together to make improvements not only in our lives as individuals, but in communities that we do business in.
Absolutely.
And how we leave a positive impact.
Okay. So Michael had mentioned, you had shared, certainly as you helped me to introduce Michael, that you are a past member of the American Sustainable Business Council?
Current
member.
Yes, yeah, I'm a member. I'm a board member.
You're a board member now. Okay,
I'm an
great.
important board member.
Yes, absolutely. And so, so you've heard Michael speak numerous times. So, what's one of the things that perhaps resonated with you with what you heard Michael share just earlier?
Well, the thing that always amazes me about Michael is just like the way he communicates with me is how humble he is in to put that into perspective with what he's accomplished in his life. He works tirelessly. I get emails from him at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I do too. Yeah.
And I get them from 10 o'clock at night as well. So, the guy is just a machine, but he is on point with everything that he does. And the interaction that he has with me, I'm sure is similar to the way you never have to wait to get a response from Michael.
Absolutely.
But the reason I believe that he's like this is because he really believes in what he's doing. And I think it's important to see what Michael does and to just understand how broad his influence is, and to understand what it means to be a part of the circle, the inner circle, in working with Michael.
Yeah.
And for you as well. It's a brilliant opportunity for all of us.
It is. So we had a very engaged audience. You kept it tight. It was very powerful. I felt the passion. You certainly moved through the slides and kind of hit what you wanted to hit. That was very impactful to us here. Certainly hungry and eager for anything good to help us grow. So what were a couple of questions that you thought really kind of were, that was pretty insightful? I know they were all good, but what stuck out to you?
So I think helping Glenn, the gentleman who has a refined idea for how he takes EVs and rooftop solar on moving vehicles into the marketplace here, is something that we all ought to focus on. We ought to figure out collectively how we can design an ecosystem around him that supports him and gets him over the finish line. Because he's got background, he's got drive, he's done the homework, and now he just needs a team
Yes.
to put together. And if we can, put a cooperative structure around that, then that could be one of our first cases out of the box.
Sure. Okay. And we all saw and heard from Jacqueline and Sherry and Marianne, who really were quite vocal to say, hey, I've got time. I love co-ops. A few had been in co-op societies, ecosystems outside of Bermuda, and they want to help. They want to give. So, Wiley, what do you, how do you think we can best tap that energy to kind of help them move forward to help us?
Well, the first thing I'd like to point out is the three people that you mentioned, I believe, were all women.
Yeah.
And, and I believe that's inspiring, first of all, is to point that fact out. But to go back into, think about how you can incorporate the willingness for people to jump in and participate. I think it just goes back to strong leadership. Whenever you have a message and you have a purpose that resonates with people, people line up. And that's the reason that Michael has so many people that support him, and I think you're on the same track. You have an authority about you, and you have a presence, and in that is inspiration. And
Sure.
I think that's the first key, and I think you have that.
So just talking about profitable business first, Wiley, just what are some of your thoughts to be able to say, hey, to any new entrepreneurs kind of listening in, looking in, viewing this video at any point in time, what are some of your key kind of little success nuggets, your diamonds to say, hey, on a new startup, an entrepreneurial venture, you got to get this, this is the bottom of the pyramid, you got to start with this.
You're asking the right guy.
What is
You're
that
asking the
to
right
you?
guy.
Well, I appreciate that, Michael. So, well, to me, the foundation of everything from a business standpoint is, first of all, hard work and punctuality. Those two things, you have to make the commitment to understand that you're at the service of the people that have contracted you. It's not your schedule, it's theirs. And if your schedule disrupts theirs, then they're probably going to find somebody else to do your job the next time. But then to also turn out a quality product and to just make the commitment in understanding that it's not about you, it is about them. And whenever I was a young man, my claim to fame whenever I was a kid was that nobody could outwork me from a manual labor standpoint.
Right.
And in that, there's so much goodwill that's built up because people want to help people that they recognize that are willing to make the commitment to help themselves.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the part that is the foundation by which everything's built.
So, gentlemen, thank you, Michael Peck, Wiley Rhodes. Thank you for joining us in Bermuda, Bermuda Economic Development Corporation, cooperative ecosystem development, all sorts of seminars, workshops, and learning experiences. And we're doing it, and we did it today. And
Thank you, William. Thank you for
you.
everything.